4 easy payments of $8.75. That's what it said at checkout. You didn't even think about it. A $35 shirt, broken into pieces so small it felt free. But then another payment hit, and another, from a different purchase you forgot about. Now your bank account has 5 random charges this week. None of them make sense. You scroll through your transactions, trying to figure out what's what. And you can't. That's not an accident. That confusion is the product, and it's costing you way more than $35. Here's what buy now, pay later actually is. You're shopping online or in a store. At checkout, an option pops up. Instead of paying $120 right now, you pay $30 today, then $30 in 2 weeks, then $30 more, then a final $30 2 weeks after that. 4 payments, 6 weeks, no interest. Sounds incredible, right? And that's exactly the point. These apps make spending feel painless. They remove the sting of seeing your full balance drop. A Federal Reserve study from 2023 found that 17% of American adults had used one of these services in the past year. Among adults under 30, that number jumps to 43%. Almost half of young adults are splitting payments on everyday purchases. We're not talking about furniture or laptops. We're talking about $40 shoes, $25 skincare products, a $60 jacket, stuff you used to just buy. Now you're financing it. And the moment you start financing small purchases, something shifts in your brain. There's a concept in behavioral economics called the pain of paying. Every time you spend money, your brain registers a tiny amount of discomfort. It's like a speed bump. It slows you down, makes you think twice. That's healthy. That discomfort protects you from overspending. But buy now, pay later removes the speed bump entirely. When you split a $200 purchase into $50 chunks, your brain processes each chunk separately. It doesn't feel like $200. It feels like $50, 4 separate times. And here's the dangerous part. A Stanford study found that people who use installment payment options spend 42% more per transaction than people who pay the full price up front. That means a pair of sneakers you'd normally skip, you buy. A jacket you'd normally sleep on, you add to cart. Not because you need it, because the pain disappeared. And that's not even the biggest problem. The biggest problem is stacking. You split one purchase, no big deal, then another, then another. Suddenly you have 4 or 5 active payment plans running at the same time. Every 2 weeks, 3 or 4 different charges hit your bank account. You lose track of which payment goes to which purchase. Your checking account becomes a minefield. You don't know what's coming out or when. And when one payment bounces because you didn't have enough in your account, the late fees start. Most of these apps charge $7 to $10 per missed payment. Some charge a flat fee plus reactivation. That free installment plan just became very expensive. Let's do the actual math, because this is where it gets real. Say you make $3,200 a month after taxes. That's your take home. Your rent is $1,200. Car payment and insurance, $450. Phone bill, utilities, subscriptions, $280. Groceries and gas, $500. That's $2,430 in fixed expenses. You have $770 left. That's your breathing room. Now, over the past 3 months, you used a payment app 5 different times. A $120 pair of sneakers. That's $30 every 2 weeks. A $90 skincare set. $22.50 every 2 weeks. A $200 jacket. $50 every 2 weeks. A $60 pair of earbuds. $15 every 2 weeks. A $75 lunch bag and accessories. $18.75 every 2 weeks. Add those up. You owe $136.25 every 2 weeks in installment payments. That's $272.50 a month. Remember, you only had $770 of breathing room. Those 5 small purchases just ate 35% of your entire discretionary income. You now have $497.50 left for everything else. Emergencies, savings, fun, dating, gifts, anything unexpected. And here's the part nobody talks about. The average buy now, pay later user carries 4.7 active installment plans at the same time, totaling $2,400 in hidden debt that never shows on a credit report. Read that again. $2,400 in debt, invisible. Your bank doesn't see it. Your credit score doesn't reflect it. If you apply for an apartment or a car loan, that $2,400 doesn't exist on paper, but it exists in your bank account every 2 weeks, draining you. And if just one of those payments bounces, that's a $7 to $10 late fee. 2 bounce payments a month across different plans. That's an extra $20 a month in fees on purchases that were supposed to be interest-free. When you calculate those fees as a percentage of what you borrowed, some researchers found the effective rate comes out to 36% APR. That's credit card territory for a $60 pair of earbuds. So if these apps don't charge you interest, how do they make money? 2 ways. The first is the merchant fee. Every time you use a payment app at checkout, the store pays that app 4% to 8% of the purchase price. That's double what they pay for a regular credit card transaction. The store eats that cost because people spend more when they can split payments. Remember that 42% increase. The store sells more product. The app takes a bigger cut. You spend more than you planned. Everyone wins, except you. The second way is late fees, and this is the part that makes the whole model work. These companies know that roughly 1 in 3 users will miss at least one payment. They built that into their business model. A 2023 Consumer Financial Protection Bureau report found that 18% of buy now, pay later users had been charged at least one late fee in the prior year. That's nearly 1 in 5 for a service marketed as the responsible alternative to credit cards. And here's what's really smart about this. Credit cards are regulated. There are rules about disclosures, interest rate caps in some states, minimum payment warnings, buy now, pay later. Apps operate in a gray area. They're not technically classified as lenders in most states. So the rules that protect you from credit card companies don't apply here. You're using an unregulated lending product, and most people don't even realize it's lending. Now, the objection you'll hear most is this. What's the big deal? It's interest-free. I'm not paying any extra, and on the surface, that's technically true. If you never miss a payment, you pay exactly what the item costs. But here's what that argument misses. The damage isn't in the interest. The damage is in the behavior. You buy more. You buy things you wouldn't have bought. You lose track of what you owe, and you drain your checking account in ways you can't predict. Interest-free doesn't mean cost-free, so here's how you break the cycle. Step 1. Open your bank statement right now. Search for every recurring charge under $50 that hits every 2 weeks. Count them, write them down, see the full picture. Step 2. Before you split any future payment, ask yourself one question. Can I afford to pay this in full right now? If the answer is yes, then just pay it. You don't need 4 payments. If the answer is no, then you can't afford it. Period. Splitting it into pieces doesn't make it affordable. It makes it invisible. Step 3. Set up a $500 buffer in your checking account. That's your floor. You never let your balance go below $500. That buffer absorbs the random charges you forgot about. It stops the overdraft fees. It stops the late payment spiral. 3 steps. Check your statements. Ask the one question. Build the $500 floor. That's it. That's how you take back control from an app that was designed to make you spend without thinking. 2 people, both making $3,200 a month after taxes. Same rent, same car payment, same city, same $770 of breathing room. Person A keeps using payment apps for everyday purchases. Every month, they're splitting $300 to $400 worth of small buys. Clothes, accessories, random stuff that feels harmless. After a year, they've cycled through $4,200 in installment purchases. They've paid $80 in late fees from missed payments. Their checking account stays under $200 most of the time. They have 0 savings, and they couldn't tell you what they even bought. Person B stops using payment apps completely. They commit to only buying what they can pay in full. The first month is uncomfortable. They skip a few purchases they wanted, but they take that $300 a month they were draining on installments and put it in a separate savings account. After 1 year, Person B has $3,600 saved. After 2 years, $7,200. After 5 years of that same habit, $18,000. Person A, after 5 years, has cycled through roughly $21,000 in installment purchases. Most of that was on items they can't even remember. They have nothing saved. Same paycheck, same starting point. The only difference is one of them stopped financing $40 purchases. That's the gap. Not income, not luck, just awareness, just knowing what these apps are actually doing to your money. This is not your fault. These apps were designed by teams of psychologists and engineers whose entire job is to make spending feel like nothing. They studied your brain. They removed the friction. They made $200 feel like $50. Nobody warned you. Nobody taught you this, but now you know. And you're not someone who finances a $40 purchase anymore. You're someone who sees the full price, feels the weight of it, and decides with your whole brain. That's the shift. That's how you win. Subscribe so you stop learning about money the hard way.